Hello everybody and welcome back to Huddersfield Town Fan TV for a live show this evening as we discuss the latest on the sporting director situation at the football club as Ross Wilson snubs the offer to fill that very role indeed. So yes, we are here to discuss that, and of course that is the main topic of the show this evening, but so there will be opportunities after this section where we will obviously, anybody that wants to kind of change the topic of conversation will go in that direction. I'm happy to kind of open up the floor to you guys out there in the chat to discuss any more points you do want to make. But by the way, guys, I will be doing another live show tomorrow night, doing a weekly transfer roundup of the week that we've had, a new show that's going to be reoccurring every single week throughout the transfer window, of course. So yes, I will kind of summarise everything tomorrow in that, including the targets that I did say that I wanted us to get, and of course they've gone elsewhere, but we'll cover all that tomorrow evening just to let you guys know. But yes, but let's get into the comments before we do get going, and I appreciate you all that's here right now. Let's have a look. Bing says, we don't need a sporting director. I think it's too much of a risk, especially after the last disaster and considering they cost more than a manager to hire and fire. Yeah, look, you're already getting in your comments about this kind of situation we're in at the moment with the sporting director thing. And yeah, look, to be fair, mate, you're spot on. And I do agree with you. So yeah, and great to see. We always seem to agree with each other, don't we, on this channel, to be fair. We all seem to have the right kind of same output. This, I don't know if the ring light's too bright. I might change it in a moment. Hopefully the lighting is a lot better, guys, actually, because like I say, it does make a massive difference to the stream, this, when the ring light's beaming down, just makes it more better, because I know I've had issues with the lighting in previous streams, but yeah, I do think that it just makes me more... It makes me have more of a glow look to me, but yeah. Anyways, let's get back. Bing says, how are you? Yeah, I'm doing all right. Thanks, mate. How are you? Thank you for tuning in as well. DJ Sinclair or Ole is in the building. He says, evening, Ole. How are you doing? Good to see you in the chat, mate. I'm jealous that you're going on holiday on Monday, but yes, it is what it is. We'll be stuck here. But yes, Aidan says, hello mate, you're okay. Hello Aidan, how are you doing? My wonderful mod, by the way, in the chat. Appreciate you coming in as always, Aidan, as I do with everybody, to be fair. But Aidan always makes sure he's here, whether he's busy. He always makes sure he comes in and says hello, no matter what. So big up to you. And yes, I haven't even said that this evening. Do make sure you do drop a like on the video, guys, if you can. Obviously, it does. A like helps get the video around, as people will know on YouTube. And subscribe. We've actually gone up I think we're like 20 away from 900 now, 900 subscribers. So kind of gone up a little bit today, I've noticed, through the video that I did today. If you haven't seen it, guys, did do a video earlier on today reporting on the potential loan signing of Jack Moorhouse from Manchester United. So yes, do go and check that one if you haven't already done so, after the stream, of course. But yes, make sure you do help me out. Appreciate it. Let's have a look. You're good. That's good to hear. And he says, I can hear. Yeah, good to. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, guys, I'm just getting used to the new mic system and obviously everything else. So I just want to kind of make sure that you guys could hear me in the chat. All right. There's no background noise or anything. So I'm glad I'm kind of sorting all that out now, though, because I've had issues with the lighting, with my audio and things before. And now I feel like I'm in a place where I'm a lot happier with it. And yes, we set up perfectly for the rebrand on the 27th of June at 10 o'clock, I will be releasing my official brand new rebrand for next season. I'm so excited to show you guys that. And yeah, I'm sure you'll all love it. I certainly do. And yes, stay tuned for that. Don't think we need a director of football. Another one that says he doesn't. So hello to you, Tom. And yeah, Tom doesn't think we need one either. Look, a lot of people are saying that, and I have to agree. Later on, hopefully we'll talk about the friendlies which have been confirmed. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we can cover that later on. Yeah, obviously yes, because I haven't actually mentioned that. Obviously, we've announced the pre-season tour that we're going to be going on. Well, not us personally, but the team. And then if you were friendlies, the one friendly at home as well. So yes. 2 players in then goes quiet. Yeah, I mean, look, guys, I was getting really oh, we're going to be being very productive here. I've had 2 signs and it's gone quiet. And yeah, like Wayne says, and yeah, it's a bit. We need just come on. We need another one. We need another one before. We need another one before the weekend, please. Just another one. Another player coming through it. We just want it, and then yeah, we'll be happy for the weekend. Right, hang on a minute. Don't wait. You don't want to wait that long. I know you don't. I know. But hopefully, it is worth the wait. It's actually 3 weeks tomorrow. So, yeah, it's a long way away, isn't it? But, guys, I just need to finalise a few things with the intro and outro videos as well and everything. So, yeah, I do apologise for the amount of time it's taking. But I kind of already explained that the reason why I'd kind of pushed the rebrand forward was because, forward back, pushed the rebrand to a later date is because of the fact is because we had such a bad season. I didn't want to really announce a rebrand when people are just thankful to have a break away from football in general, and people are kind of just happy to just have a few weeks off, kind of football things, kind of thing. Even though the transfer window is open and things, and people are already engaged already. You know what I'm saying? So look. I think it actually times quite nicely as well because the rebrand happens the day before our first pre-season friendly. So I think I've actually timed it very well, to be fair. So yes, people will start to get more engaged then, won't they, at that time? So yeah, and plus I have still been finalising the details and the intro and outros still need to be completed. So yes, I had to push it. But anyway, I'm sorry, Aiden. I'm sorry. Obviously, don't want to be like Rotherham. Yeah, the thing is, there has to be a fine balance, doesn't there? You know, look, I'm not asking for me. You know, if I had to put a name on how many signings we actually need or players we need, look, we've got a squad of 20 with the 2 new guys coming through. I think we actually need, like I said, we need at least another 5 or 6, and that is still going to leave us a little bit short because that's just for the starting 11. I know we've got players that can go on the bench as well and making it from there, but I still don't really feel confident with taking players out that were in the starting lineup last season and putting them on the bench because we're stuck with players that we don't particularly want. That's the problem at the moment, but. Yeah, I think we still need more or less a new 11, as I already alluded to. But yeah, not 70. We don't want to sign that many. Quality over quantity, I think. Yeah. No, you're right. Mark says, "Evening, right? Hope you're okay." Hello to you, Michael. And yes, let's get into the show then, guys. Big up to 18 of you right now watching. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and get your thoughts in throughout this live show as we discuss the sporting director situation. So yes, let's get into it then. So look, obviously, our owner Kevin Nagle admits he's not convinced that the club need a sporting director at this moment in time. Now, it's been no secret that we have been interviewing potential candidates for the role following the departure of Mark Catt, right, back in April. Now, obviously, Nottingham Forest director of football Ross Wilson had been linked with a return to us, his former club, of course. He was with us for 3 years, 2012 to 2015, but has reportedly rejected an approach from the club according to Football Insider, who I'm sure you're all aware of, obviously a very credible website out there that, you know, pretty much they get a lot of things right to be fair on there. Obviously, a few journalists work for them as well. Peter O'Rourke, Alan Nixon, you know, those kind of guys that are on there. So yeah, look, yeah, that's what's been reported, and I think I have to believe it. Now, obviously, as we already alluded to as well, the fact is that when we appointed our manager, when we appointed Lee Grant, he was titled as manager as opposed to head coach, which we've gone down before, giving that hint that we may operate without a sporting director moving forward for now, at least. Now, the new manager did go on to state at his first press conference as well, if you remember, that the club would not rush any potential appointment to that sporting director role. Now, I did obviously see that Nagle had done an interview with BBC Radio Leeds as well, so I'm going to go through a few quotes that Nagle went through, and we'll kind of talk about those as well. Now, Nagle outlining his position on the matter to BBC Radio Leeds. He said, believe it or not, it's an internal debate whether to have a sporting director. I've interviewed a lot of sporting directors. We've had some that we've really liked a lot, but I'm not convinced that we really need one yet. So yes, look, that is the first kind of quote he said. And for me, look, I agree with him. You know, we don't really need one. And I'm going to kind of get into my thoughts fully in a moment. So, but yeah, look, he's just speaking facts, to be fair, on this. And yes, he even confirmed himself. We've been speaking to a lot of sporting directors, but just obviously nothing's come to fruition with those. But the reality of it is we've got. He also went and said the reality of it is we've got a really strong staff, and what really convinced me even more so is that getting a chance to talk to Lee Grant and understanding about his relationship that he's had with our guys, even in a very short period of time, that they're not that far off in terms of how they see things. In the end, that's going to be their call. And I might even ask those guys, do you want one or not? So again, he's giving that initiative to the guys that are in there, Lee Grant, you know what I mean? And I like that as well. I like that because, again, good communication, and that's what you want. You know, what is, you know, when you know, there's far too many owners that just do what they want without actually liaising with the manager or head coach, whatever you want to, whatever, whichever one that any club has, really. You know, obviously people sometimes have head coach, some people have managers, so it's a bit of a mix, isn't it, nowadays? But yeah, I like that he's giving that initiative and that kind of responsibility to Lee Grant about it and saying, what do you think? So yes, he's going to leave the decision up to them ultimately. He also went and says sporting director is a very flexible position. They can do a lot of different things. It's really probably, do we have the bandwidth? I don't want to put too much stress on Lee Grant, especially being a first-year coach. But on the other hand, we've got some very experienced staff who have worked very well, whether Mark Cartwright has been here or not. I'm not sure what staff he's referring to there. But yes, but again, he doesn't want to put that extra stress on Lee Grant. He wants him to be able to be flexible in his role and be able to work with his means, and also get, you know, be more in control of things as well, rather than having a sporting director who for me, they tend to interfere a hell of a lot. So yes, now he also went on to say, yeah, he does feel like we aren't going to bother with sporting director. Oh yes, sorry, no, that's the end of the quotes. I'm actually getting into my opinions, but yes, let's see what everybody else is saying before I do get into my official initial thoughts on it. You already know my thoughts. I've already kind of covered it before, haven't I, really? This is my thoughts. I'm not really wanting a new director of football. I don't want it to go the way it did with Cartwright. So yeah, I'd rather Lee Grant choose the signings. Yeah, I think we've all been very put off with having a sporting director now because of Cartwright, the Cartwright situation that the nightmare with Cartwright over the last few years. And I think we've all been put off by that, including the owner. I think the owner has really took a step back and thought, yeah, I don't really think I want to be having one of a sporting director at the moment, because I've kind of been scarred by Mark Cartwright's, Mark Cartwright's mess that he's created here. So yes, Dark Storms is living the ring light. Yes, thank you. Hopefully it's not too bright for you guys. Obviously, I'm trying to get the right setting. I mean, I think the light is actually is very good quality actually. And yes, it does glow me a little bit, and does actually, we're not just sat in the dark. Believe it or not, I've actually got my light over here in the kitchen, and it looks like I'm sat in the dark behind me, but I'm not. There's actually a light over here that underneath the solar panels. Anyways, I think the ring light has made a massive difference anyway. But yeah, thank you. Rob says, best decision, and about time we let the manager manage. Director of football model clearly hasn't worked. Look, Rob, you are on the same page as me and many others in the chat right now. And hello to you, by the way. I haven't seen you in the chat before. So yes, welcome in. And I hope you're doing well. And thank you for tuning in. Yeah, it's good to see a new face in the chat alongside our regulars that come in. But yeah, I agree, mate. Look, the director of football model hasn't worked here. So why not try something different and new and let the manager manage and be in control of his signings? And that is where, for me, I've always said it, that is where you get success, in my opinion, the best success, by allowing the manager to choose his own players, because he's working with them in the day to day. And if you're choosing players that the manager doesn't want to fit how he wants to play, then what's the point? So yeah, look, I agree. I do like the fact that it does look like we're not going to be getting a sporting director. And yeah, look, I think we're all happy about that. So yeah, thank you for putting your opinions in there. Bing says, definitely not for me, no direct football. Make sure Lee Grant gets the players he wants and not the players a direct football want. Yeah, no, exactly, mate. Like, honestly, that's what I just literally just said. And yeah, I agree. You're spot on. Jensen's, hello, mate. Hope you're doing well. Big up to you, Jensen. How are you doing? Good to see you. My only member, actually, of course. So yes, my sole member, Jensen, who, yeah, I remember when you did join the membership, actually. It actually made me really happy, because like it was my first membership. It meant a great deal to me. But yes, let me know your thoughts, Jensen, on do you want a sporting director, or are you not too bothered about that? Let me know. But yes, Jensen says, I'm doing well. Good to hear. Good to hear. And Charlie says, Jake Edwards needs to be sacked as well for me. What has he done for the club? Well, yeah, good evening, Charlie. So another new face to the channel. Thank you for putting your opinions in here. Yeah, no, look, for me, I agree with you, mate. Like, honestly, when it kind of looked like Jake Edwards was staying on, and he's still here now, so he's going to be staying on. I was the same. I thought, well, why is he staying? Why is he staying when he's ultimately failed himself? And what has he actually done for the club? He hasn't done a great deal, has he? So, look, I agree. But, look, now it feels like Jake Edwards is kind of just in the background now. He's not got as much control as what he had in previous seasons. I think now the manager, Lee Grant, has more control than anybody. That's the way I see it. And that is a real big positive for me, because I like that. I do like that. So maybe his lack of knowledge and ability to do the job as chief executive. I don't even really know what a chief executive is supposed to do anyway, to be fair. Do you? Like, I don't really know what they're in a club for. But yeah, I don't really know what the purpose of one of those is, to be honest. Jensen, I'm not bothered about direct football if Lee Grant has the players he wants in the squad. Yeah, no. Yes, I think we're all on the same page, really, aren't we? And obviously, I'll kind of just expand on how I feel about it as well now. But thank you all for your contributions. Keep them coming in as well. And anything else that you want to discuss this evening, we'll open up the floor after this. And yeah, feel free to bring up any topics you want to bring up. But look, yeah, for me, at the moment, like I've already said, it feels like we aren't going to be bothered with a sporting director. And for me, I've already said before when we last spoke about the sporting director situation. I don't mind that one bit that we're not getting one, because it just allows Lee Grant to choose his own players rather than having players picked for him, gives the manager more control and allows him to do his job to the best of his ability. And you know, not this interference from the sporting director, which I think they can be a hindrance more than actual help a lot of the time, guys, if being honest. That's the way I see it. Plus, from Nagle's point of view as well, he'd actually be saving some money. Not that he really, but he'd actually be saving some. He's actually saving some money without having a sporting director as well, which will be able to go towards other things. You know what I mean? Like some new players, and you know what I mean, and you know, any more kind of additional upgrades to the stadium. But first and foremost, we need to be sorting the squad out first, and then the upgrades that he wants to do to the stadium. Then I'm all for it. But at the moment, we've got too much to do in terms of getting players through the door. So yes, that's my opinions. I don't want a sporting director. I'm happy without one, and that's the way I see it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. Binks, the chief executive, is a money manager, basically. Yeah, so he handles the money. They just control financial stuff and help with that. Yeah, so look, to be fair, like Jake Edwards being there, we probably won't even recognise he's there because, like I say, he's just in control of those kind of financial stuff. I just think when Mark Carter was there, it was just kind of drawing him into the picture in terms of getting a bit of blame as well. So, but now with this new structure, you know, which looks like it's going to happen now, without a sporting director, I do think that we will see the benefits of that, in my opinion. Ace is here. I thought Nagle said it's supposed to be announced tomorrow. Yeah, obviously I did see a screenshot of that because obviously it was quickly deleted and I didn't actually see it, but I think a town fan put it up, didn't he, on social media, and I saw the screenshot with obviously what Nagle had allegedly said. But yeah, today. So yeah, he posted it yesterday. It was supposed to be so today. Yeah, basically, yeah. But yeah, look, like Jensen said, I think it was fake. Yeah, I agree, Jensen. Yeah, I think somebody did just put it on Twitter just to stir a few things up and trying to trick town fans on social media for sure. So yeah, I am kind of convinced that it was a fake. It was fake, to be honest with you. I don't think he actually said it, if I'm honest. So yes, that's my opinions on that. But look, we're kind of at the end of that segment. So if anybody does want to bring up any more kind of topics that they want to bring up, then feel free to either get them in the chat, and also I'll put the link in anybody that wants to join me and have their say about the sporting director situation, anything you want to talk about with Town really. The link is in the chat right now. So guys, you do need a camera, and yes, you need a camera on, and that's that. I've learned my lesson. Oh yes, the friendlies. Thank you very much. See, Bing, I forgot. I nearly forgot. So yes, so as we are going to be talking about the pre-season now, so of course we do play Emily in our first pre-season friendly in a couple of weeks. Our first friendly at the end of this month, and then the lads will be jetting off to Austria for a camp over there. Obviously, the squad will play a few friendlies over in Austria as well. Now, I'm just like I said, I haven't actually. Yeah, so there isn't actually any named opposition at the moment, or fixture dates, kick-off times, or venues at the moment for the game. So there's not but we just know that we are going on that Austrian tour. So yes, that'll be good team bonding, and I think really When do the lads go? The lads go on the... Let's have a look. So they go on the 13th of July, and they'll be staying there for a week. So yes, by then, hopefully our squad is looking very good and shaping up very nicely, and that'll allow some of the new guys. We want a lot of new guys coming through. Some of those guys can bond with the other players that are currently still here. And yes, that's what we want. So yes, confirmed. No teams announced yet where we will be playing in Austria at the moment, but they will be, obviously, I'm sure they'll be announced very soon. And then we will be playing a home game as well. I think it's on the 26th of July, isn't it? I believe it was announced today, wasn't it? Lord, I'm so behind with the times right now. Like, honestly, my memory's like a sieve. So yes, they did announce that today, didn't they? I think it's the 26th of July. So that'll be the final game before the season starts, of course. So yeah, that's that. Michael, I think we do need a sporting director of football to do recruitment, players, contracts, and medical team. Can't leave Lee Grant doing everything what he needs to manage and train when he needs to manage and train. Yeah, look, Michael, I do understand what you're saying as well. I understand this angle of it as well, by the way. But for me, and there is a lot to do on the recruitment side of things, I get that. But again, I go back to it. You know, if we pick most of our players, if we just get most of our players in before the pre-season begins, then it won't really give Lee Grant too much work to do, because he's not really doing anything at the moment anyway. He's he's doing a few bits and pieces, you know what I mean? I'm not really sure how it will kind of work for him over the next few weeks building up to the start of pre-season. But I think he will have time to sit down and have a look at players that he wants. Obviously, player contracts, presuming player contracts will be dealt with by Jake Edwards. Obviously, Jake Edwards will do, obviously, he's the financial kind of guy, so he'll be kind of looking at those. When I think he will help. I don't think Lee Grant will have to sort out contracts. I think, like I said, Jake Edwards is there to do that side of it. And the medical team, look, to be fair, what is happening with the medical team? Because we can't go on like we did last season, can we? With what happened with us, the amount of injuries were ridiculous. In fact, we've never seen the like before. The amount of injuries that we've had the past season, and it can't happen again. And you have to look at the medical team. I don't know if there's been any changes in that department. We haven't heard anything about that, to be honest with you. But I would like to think that there has been some. I know they were kind of changing it up a little bit as we were getting a lot of injuries along the way. But I still think there needs to be new people coming through the door in the medical side of things, in my opinion. But again, I don't think Lee Grant will potentially be doing that either, because he's not really. I don't really know who will be doing. I mean, look, Jake Edwards again will have to kind of look at that with Nagle. Maybe Nagle will know some contacts as well. I don't know. But I get what you're saying. Lee Grant can do everything. I get it. I do understand what you mean. It does give more jobs for Lee Grant, but I don't really see any other alternative at this point because of what we've been through the past few years. Sporting director has been a hindrance. It hasn't worked. So let's just do something different and see how it works. What do you think about our pre-season friendlies? Well, like I said, we've only really got 2 at the moment that we know. Obviously, Emily is a standard one we do every year, to be fair. Probably be quite a youthful side that anyway. I don't think there'll be many first-team players playing in that. But I'm not sure. And then obviously Burnley. Look, I think Burnley's a good test before the season begins, isn't it, really? So, yeah, I think that's a good one to have a home before the season officially starts. And then we'll just have to wait for the Austria opponents, the teams that will play in Austria. So, yeah, that's my thoughts. Friendly versus Burnley at home can't be bad. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's an all right game before the season starts. Michael, yeah. James says, I can't believe some of the fans were complaining about the pre-season friendlies in Austria. They were wanting countries like Spain or Portugal, but most of them won't even have bought a season ticket. Yeah, obviously, I think a lot of fans were saying that they potentially may have gone out if it was in somewhere that was more accessible. Because I think where they're going, Austria, it's not very accessible, and it's quite hard to get to as well. And it's really out in the it's just out in the middle of nowhere. So I do understand people's frustrations with that, to be fair, and we can't really speculate if those people that are complaining have not got season tickets, because we don't really know, do we? But yeah, I think that's what people are annoyed about. It's just the accessibility and being able to wanting to go, and like I said, it might be just proving too difficult and too costly as well to go to Austria. So yeah. It will be half Burnley's main. Bing says it will be half Burnley's main team, half second team, as they play Shrewsbury at the same time. Oh, do they? All right, yes. They'll be sending they'll be sending the squad over to play us and the squad over to Shrewsbury. Yeah, I didn't know that, to be fair. What's the updates on the assistants? Yeah, we haven't heard anything, have we, at the moment with that? We're still waiting. Obviously, we did cover a little bit of that last week. The last I heard was about potentially Paul McShane coming through the doors, part of the backroom part of the coaching team, but I haven't heard anything else since, to be honest with you. But look, I think we will expect an announcement in the next week, I would say, to be honest with you, because yeah, like I said, we are, they'll have them in place before the start of before the lads return to pre-season. So yeah, it's only a matter of time. Just think they kind of just having those conversations with people at the moment, obviously League Grant, assessing maybe still deciding which ones he wants. I think he'll have an idea who he wants to bring in, to be fair, but I just think it's about finalising those deals with the people involved, and then I think they may just announce them all together. It'd be interesting to see how many staff he actually brings in, actually, to be fair, won't it? Because obviously you need an assistant, and then, look, there's all other coach that you can get in, but maybe you may need another coach. Maybe he'll bring like 2 or 3 in with him. So yeah, don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But no update as of yet. But yeah, so like I said, if we do have an update, I will obviously come on and yes, we can speak about that then. But until then, we have to wait patiently and see who will be coming in. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, look, gents, like I said, I think that's people's complaints about the pre-season. We've been to Austria for. We were there last season. We know we were there last season as well. So I just think people just want something more easy to get to. And like I say, Austria is costly to get out there as well. So yeah. Do you believe we need a new goalkeeper? Charles says, yeah, no. Obviously, you're obviously new to the channel, but yeah, obviously I said a week or so ago now that yeah, I do believe we need a new goalkeeper, new number 1. I would be tempted to try and sell Nichols if we can get something for him. Keep Chapman as the backup, and bring in a new number 1. I've actually pinpointed a new number 1 already, to be fair. I know it's a loan that I was looking at, but I just think at the moment I don't really mind. Like, we need just a number 1 goalie coming in. I think that guy has to be Owen Goodman from Crystal Palace, who was on loan at Wimbledon last season. So I think they will probably send him out on loan again, depending. Well, yeah, they will. He won't get game time at Palace. So yeah, I think he probably will go out on loan again. But yes, don't. Come on, guys. 23 of you in here right now. Only 11 likes, 13 likes. Hit that like button if you are in here right now. It is free. And yes, it would mean a lot to me. And also subscribe if you're new. Like I say, we're 20 away from 900 now, which is great. After a few subscribers gained today after the video that I did earlier. But yes, we are going to be doing the transfer roundup show tomorrow evening. So we'll just kind of just summarize everything that's gone on the past week. Kind of maybe look at the players that decide to go elsewhere, which obviously I haven't mentioned this evening, but obviously we already know that some of the players that we were interested in have gone elsewhere, so we'll cover that. And then just look ahead to any more latest rumours and players that we may like to come in as well. We can have a discussion about that as well. So yeah, do join me tomorrow night for that. But I think I do like to go for an hour, but obviously we're struggling now, aren't we, for things to talk about. I don't want to just keep going on for the sake of it. But if anybody else have got any contributions to the channel, make sure you do let me know. Comment your thoughts. Let me know what you want to discuss next. But I think I've kind of covered everything. I mean, we can have a look on social media, see what's going on, see if there's anything to report on, but I don't think there is. I mean, I always seem to check, to be fair. And yes, I've just seen a rumor now come up on my feed about potential signing, so we'll cover that tomorrow, though. Yes, I'll bookmark that, so we'll be covering that tomorrow. So yes. Do you know much about David Sykes? Because I only heard about him recently. Yeah, obviously he's been at town for a while, hasn't he? DTS, as he's known, Dave Frelfall Sykes. I can't say I know much about him either, to be honest with you, mate. Obviously, he's kind of stepped up a role a little bit now. I think he's just kept getting promotions. But yeah, he's been at the club a while. That's all I really know. And obviously now, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what role he does now, to be honest with you. Let's have a look, see who. No, there's nothing really to cover, guys. Obviously, we're just going to wrap it up there. Though I don't want to kind of go on if there's nothing really to speak about. We've kind of covered the main topic. We've had a bit of discussion about the pre-season and that, and yeah, we've had many conversations about other things as well tonight. But yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. Obviously, like I said, we'll be back tomorrow for another live show, so do join me then. I'm not sure what time yet, but do keep an eye on my socials. It'll be between 6 and 8 start time. I'm not sure yet, so do stay tuned for that. But thank you all for watching. 26 of you in here right now, and we have to check the likes before we go because, like I said, appreciate everybody that's here right now, but we do need to try and get those likes up, people. So 15 likes and 24 of you. Come on, guys, don't be tight. Hit that like button. 16 now, so big up. Hit that like button. Liking is caring. Let's say it like that. But yes, subscribe, share, and keep this channel growing. It would be great to get to 900 subscribers very, very soon. I do bring Huddersfield Town content Monday to Friday, as long as I'm able to do so. And I'm going to keep consistent, to be fair. So yes, plenty more stuff to enjoy in here, and yes, that's for sure. Great stream right up the town. Thank you very much, Jensen, my wonderful member. I appreciate that. And Wayne says, I heard John Rhodes gone to Burton. Has he? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I didn't know that. So, like he's switching allegiances into quite rapidly now, isn't he? He's going around a few clubs before he retires. But yeah. Right, guys. Thank you for watching. We're back tomorrow, like I said, for another live show. I won't bother doing a video tomorrow. I'll just do the live show. So that'll be our content for the day. And then, yeah, it's the weekend. So yes, thanks for watching. Thanks for all your support, by the way, guys. Appreciate everybody. If you haven't already, do go and check out the video that I did earlier on today about the potential signing of Jack Moorhouse on loan from Manchester United. Do go and check that one out. Just released that today. So yes, check that latest video out, and all the videos that, if you haven't seen any of them this week, any of the videos you've missed, do make sure you go check those out and like those up for me as well. And yes, let's see what happens with this sporting director situation then. But it does look like we are not getting one. And to be honest with you, like I've already alluded to, I'm very happy that we ain't getting one after the disaster of the last 2 years with one in the building. Great streamline at the town. Thank you, Michael. Take care. Thank you to everybody that's tuned in. Like I said, all your contributions is vital and really appreciate it as well. So look, until next time, stay safe, take care now. And as always, before we go up the town, Lee Grant's Barmy Army, I'll see you all tomorrow night as we look at our week in the transfer window. Take care, everybody, and thanks all for watching tonight.